Well, hello, Joe. How are you?
Good. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. Welcome to another episode. It's another beautiful day.
Oh, yes. We are having the best weather and it's a little bit hot, but nice, nice. You're having windy weather, aren't you?
Today's very windy, yes. It's been blowing a gale, but I really like the wind
Me
because I
too.
feel like the wind blows away any stagnation and stuff like that. So the wind, I embrace it. It
Me
creates
too.
change, it creates flow and energy. So I really like the wind. So it will settle down tomorrow or the day after. So yeah, but it's been a windy day.
Excellent. Excellent. Yes, no,
What are we
well, this
talking about
week
today, Joe? Oh,
we're
sorry,
going
I'll
to
cut
talk.
you off.
Oh, no, I was just going to say this was my birthday week. So I've had a great week with my friends and it's been fantastic.
And it
So,
was a
yes,
special birthday. So happy special birthday, Joe. We don't have to give numbers. Happy special birthday.
yes. Well, I embrace my special number because, it's a privilege to be here at any birthday, I think.
Of course. It's always a bonus. So that's a great thing.
Yes. So today we're going to talk about the energies at present. And I find that lots of people right now are being really triggered by the energy. And it's bringing up lots of things that perhaps themes that they haven't gotten rid of, if that makes sense. So, it could be different for everyone. But I feel like it's the themes of something that you've not healed or it still triggers you. I feel like they're coming up just for the final end of year purge.
Yeah. And there's a lot going on energetically. It's very heavy. It's very dense around at the moment. I know the start of my weeks start off really, really heavy. I don't know what that's about. Like a Monday's a really heavy day for me. And then it lightens out for the rest of the week. And it's just like, oh, what's that about? But there's a lot of dense energy around the planet, a lot of worry, a lot of fear.
Yes.
Even you suggested, today it's very windy here in Melbourne. The fear mongering on the television is next
Oh,
level. And it's seriously, it's a windy day. Batten down the hedges. When you get wind, you know that tie things down. But they're blowing it out of all proportion. It's just craziness.
very much so. And I think that also then, the from a dark point of view, that sends everyone into panic and then they're, all in a tiz. So therefore they're more controlling when they're in a tiz, when people are all like that. Hmm.
Exactly. And that's what they want to try and do. Control people through their emotional state. That's what people are not realizing. They're trying to propagate fear
Mm.
into society. So it could be sometimes they use, oh, there's an outbreak of something coming. People
Yes.
worry about it. The wind is coming, batten down your hatches, or the rain is coming, or the hurricane or the cyclone is going to be the biggest thing. What you've
Yes.
just got to do is realize, is it real or is it not real? Is it true? Is it false? And I woke up this morning and there was not a breath of wind, not a breath. And it was like, wow, it was wet, it was raining. And then the sun came out and then the wind started. But the wind, we had wind on Sunday and it's just as bad as it was today. But was there any news about it?
No.
Nothing. So
Yeah.
it's about reading between the lines now about energy. You've got to read what's being propagated, what's being put out. That's why I don't watch the news, Joe, because it's
No.
always negative. You put it on and everything wants to pull you down. Somebody got shot, somebody got stabbed, somebody was robbed, there was a car accident, there was a house fire. Not such and such found love after the first 30 years of their life, or whatever it might be. I know that sounds silly, but everything is dense, designed to keep you in that lower, heavy energy.
Yes, very much so. And I think it's just important, not to, it's good to look on social media to connect in with your friends and things, but you find that half the ads now are, oh, the next world pandemic is, or, what's in Australia? Oh, we've only got 2 more weeks of oil left and we'll be, you know, all locked down
Correct.
because it's, and I just
And that's
think,
when
oh,
you Yeah, and that's exactly. I agree, Joe. Oh, you got to discern. So just swipe it off. Get rid of it.
yeah. That's right. So it's all about, and then the other thing I think is that with your particular what you're going through, if you have a particular theme that keeps happening in your life, and it could have really been for the last 10 years, then because it's the end of the year and there's a new beginning next year, it's like have a look at the theme or the pattern that's happening, and then really put it to bed now in the next couple of months as to why. So, you could probably tell your theme that you've had that's come up a lot in your life, and I would have a theme for sure. But it's instead of falling into the thing of why me? Why does that happen to me? It always happens to me. It's best not to do that. And it's best to go, okay, this seems to be something that's happening a lot or has happened a lot in my life. And what is the best solution for me? Like, what can I do to prevent that from happening? And it's not to be a hermit and stay in your bed for the rest of your life. But
Even though we'd like to sometimes, but you're right. It's not to do that. You just got to get up and push through.
Correct. Yeah. And just not put yourself back into that situation again for it to happen again. That's, you know.
And work out, if you can, what triggered it. What was the triggering thought? What was the triggering emotion that brought that feeling to the surface? And it's like, right, if I don't think that, if I can deal with that triggering response, I can let it go. I can just move beyond it.
Yes. And like we've always said through the thing, it's, getting out in nature. I find whenever I've had a really big moment and I've been triggered, if I go for a walk or I go outside and garden, it feels like Mother Nature just like absorbs all of the negative energy, drains it all away. And so I'm not looping about it all the time.
She really does. She's so amazing. That's what I say to people. If you are in your head a lot and you're contemplating a lot, go for a walk. Go and sit on the grass. Go to the beach. Go for a drive to the beach. Grab an ice cream, sit on the sand. Mother Nature wants to nurture you, not hinder you. And then you can just stop and breathe. And she just turns that volume down of your mind so that you can just be. And then when you can be, it gives you clarity. Okay. And then when you've got the clarity, you can just breathe about the situation and think, okay, I can see it with different eyes. And then you come back home and you get on with it. So I do that every day, Joe. I get up, and depending on the type of day I've had or the client, whenever the clients are booked in, I'll go out for a walk for at least 35, 40 minutes. And I talk to the trees, talk to the bees, talk to all that sort of stuff. People must think I'm a crazy person. I don't really care. But it really does settle the mind, and it clears it in such a beautiful way that you can think clearly. The other good thing that people need to do, Joe, to clear their mind as well, is get a good night's sleep. And that's where that saying, I'm going to sleep on it, comes from. Because when you're getting a good night's sleep, that's your brain detoxing. It's getting rid of all of the crap that's been going on in the day. It's resting and it's resetting itself for the next day. So don't rush decisions. Sleep in it. That's where that came from, so that you can turn your head off, be clear in it, clear it out. The next day you might see it with different eyes, and then off you go.
Absolutely. That's my golden rule. Especially if I'm upset about something, I'll have a sleep on it, because that way then I don't react poorly. And
I think that's a really important reaction. The way you respond to something is everything. So if you don't give it a reaction, if you don't give it any, immediately, you're in your power, because it's like, let me digest this, let me take this away before I give a response. Because otherwise, if I give an immediate response, it hasn't been clearly thought through and contemplated. So I think you're very wise. Sleep on it, react in the morning to the next day or the next day or the 2 days, 3 days later, so that you're clear about what you're reacting to.
Absolutely. And if you do decide to leave that situation, my friend Emma always said, just gently walk away and close the door softly on the way out. Yes. And maybe in my youth, I smashed the door and walked out.
How many times have we slammed the door and it's just like, nah.
Yeah.
It gets the aggression out, but it doesn't heal anything. It doesn't do anything. So, I like that.
Yeah. So it's all good, but it's just my main thing I wanted to share with people today was, don't get all in a hissy fit about it and keep looping in it, and I just think it's one of those things where, my biggest thing was it's okay to do things on your own. You don't need to have a group of people to help you. Often I run better and more successfully when I run on my own. And that's okay. There's not a bad thing about that. Maybe the lesson is this life to me, for example, is to be really independent, like really independent. And so have you had a theme that's come up, Charles, in the last couple of months?
I think
to share?
It's just been, because I'm not following the program of everyday life. Does that make sense? It's like everybody follows the program. Monday to Friday, work 9 to 5, have the weekends off. Monday to Friday, work 9 to 5, have the weekends off. And I'm not in that program anymore. So, and it's taken my mind a long time to accept that that's not a program that I now follow. So every Monday I feel a bit, it's Monday again. I should be working 9 to 5. So, but I'm shifting that because it's just like I'm doing it in my ways. I might be on the couch at 10 o'clock at night creating Canva posts. I might be, at the desk at 11 o'clock at night calling somebody overseas to do a tarot read. And that
Yep.
doesn't subscribe to a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday work ethic. So I'm realizing now that I'm flowing and I'm following what I have to do for my work process. And that's the key for the energies of the now, John. And we discussed this before we started. Just flow with it. Don't fight it. And as soon as I realized surrender the fight and just realize that's not the path I'm on now. This is the new path. As soon as I got to that point, everything just started to flow a whole lot easier. So that was really interesting that pattern kept coming up. And my response to that was stop fighting it, flow with it. You're different. Your path is now different. Just follow your path. And as soon as I did that, the flow came a lot easier. There's no fighting for it.
Yes. I love that share. Thank you.
What about you, Joe? Have you got anything that's coming up that you're shifting before the end of the year so that you don't bring it into 2026?
Yes. So my big one is so my parents worked really hard. Like, their saying was make hay while the sun shines,
Yes.
Yes. So I really had a big thing with earning, like I had to, work hard all the time. Where my guides were like, you don't have to work hard. You could have residual income coming in. And I was like, So, and I'm just pivoting a little bit for next year. I still do literal courses. Like I love being in front of people, love all that. But, next year I'm going to focus on doing some residual courses or courses online so they can just, work as hard as I work. So I was just like changing that work ethic, and I had to be, wherever I worked, I had to be the hardest worker there, and I was like, oh gosh, you don't need to do that, Joe. You need to let that little habit go.
Yeah.
And it's served me well. But
Of course. But that's your pride, working hard and being the best at it. That's your integrity, because it's like that's what your parents have instilled in you. Work hard, make hay while the sun shines. You work hard and you get it done so that there's no comeback. Does that make sense? So that's a good ethic that they instilled in you, but we can work smarter, not as hard. Does that make sense? We do it differently now.
Yes. So so anyway, so they're just some of the things that I've learned, but also equally this year has been so rewarding of that good work ethic, because I've been able to release many things and all that sort of stuff, and a book and all that. So it's served me well, but it's also, as my little into my 50s, I need to work differently for my little physical body.
Correct. We do it. That's the thing. We're gonna shift it now into the next year, which is a year of new beginnings, and we're gonna do it in a different way. We're gonna be more efficient, but we're gonna have more available time for ourselves so that we can do what we need to do.
Yes. Charles and I might even do an online course together.
Stop it. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's go. If you're interested in our online course, guys, comment down below. Yes, I'm in, or something to that effect, so that we know that you're interested.
Yeah, and we would probably more than likely do it online, but I like going to visit Charles in Melbourne, so we could do one in Melbourne, maybe one in Newcastle or something.
Yeah, we'll do them all over. We've got the East Coast covered, Joe. So I'll come up to Coffs. We'll do some in Coffs, and then you can come to Melbourne, and we'll do something here, and then off we go. Yeah, we'll have a lot of interest. It'll be quite good. We talked about something very quickly before we came on to record, and I want to just get your feedback because you're very intuitive about this comet, the 3A Atlas comet that's coming around. I think it makes its closest approach to the sun next week, October 29. Now, there's a lot of energy going on around this comet. There's a lot of conversation. There's a lot of confusion. What's your take on this, Joe? What do you think it is? What do you think it's designed to do?
I don't think it's a UFO. I do think it's to raise that whole big energy system, is to raise our consciousness. For me, I feel intuitively it's trying to open up everyone's heart chakras to be a little bit more conscious of themselves and to lift our vibration of earth on higher. It is really baffling as to how it's all come about and, things like that. So I feel like for me, I do think at some point in between now and 2027, we are going to discover that we're just not the only planet with living beings in our solar system or other solar systems that are going to enter. Without a doubt, I can back my house on that. That's going to happen.
I agree.
But
I agree.
you agree? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like for this is just a little start, a little, lick of the first ice cream, so to speak, of your bowl of ice cream, just for people to go, oh, look what happened there.
Yeah, I agree. It's planting a seed. It's
Yeah.
planting a seed for what's coming, and I feel like you're on the money 100%. I feel like it's bringing in energy and energy for the consciousness of the planet. It's bringing something. It's really interesting if I'm tuning in because it's very different to other comets that will just have a trajectory, a planetary orbit, or a comet orbit. This is a little bit more erratic like that, so I feel like it's bringing a lot more um, kinetic energy. It wants to bring us up, and it wants to do it in a way that it comes through the sun's rays. That's how I see it, because it's going to go close to the sun. And that's where I feel like when it gets to the back of the sun, it's going to do something then. And that's why they were saying October 29 might be a very interesting day. So, and then I think it's going to do that for mankind. It's going to lift the consciousness. It wants to start waking people up, wants to bring information, wants to bring stuff. How we get that information, it will be through energy. Okay, that's how I see it. It's going to be energetically transferred from the sun's rays to your skin. You'll get wisdom, or you'll start questioning things, you'll start doing things differently. So yeah, it's really interesting. It's a really interesting concept. And it's funny, I talk to people about it all the time. I went out for lunch today and I spoke to my friend and said, what did you think about the Comet 3A or 3I Atlas, whatever it's called? I've never heard of it. And it's really interesting that some people have heard of it and done a lot of research into it, looked into it. Others are completely oblivious to this thing's coming and it's here next week. So it's really interesting where society's balanced and placed with this.
Yeah, my spiritual group, I spoke about it on Sunday with them, and half of them were all clued up on it, and the other half were like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Like, so,
yeah.
The other
And
thing I find really, sorry, what were you saying?
No, you go.
Oh, the other thing I find, the other aspect of Earth that is changing and will give most of the world a big surprise is there's lots and lots and lots of activity happening down in Antarctica.
Have you done any meditations to see it, Joe, or what? Because I agree with you 100%. Antarctica is a protected space. We're not allowed to go there unless you do a little cruise or something. But so many countries have army there, have military bases there. There is so much happening on the center and inside of Antarctica. It's ridiculous.
So yeah, so for me, I feel like in the next 2 years, Antarctica, and then things coming out of the deep ocean. They're my predictions of people will be like, holy shit. So
no, it's true, Joe. It's true. I've been doing some research on the weekend about Lake Titicaca, and people are seeing UFOs that are going into Lake Titicaca. It's a very deep lake. Lake Baikal in Russia is also a very, very deep lake, and they've not researched these lakes, and things are going into these lakes. So this is good because I think this comment is starting to help people realize there is so much more than what we've been told. What this is also going to do, I think, is going to help people to question things. Has what I've been told been the truth? Or do I have to start looking at it for myself? Because have I just been told a whole bunch of lies? People are now questioning the dates in history because they're saying it's not real. It can't be real. It can't have happened like that. And you've blocked out a whole 500-year span of history. How does that happen? How do you do that?
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. I think this is going to help plant the seed for those that are not yet awake. And for those that are awake, it's going to give them more power and more resilience to investigate deeper, look further, look more with the eyes to see what's really happening.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is not to lock into fear, because if you could see something, not that I think that this will happen with this particular thing, but if you could see something in the sky, it would cause the governments would want you to be in such fear, and I think it's just like that's not the case. I don't feel like anything that's coming to our Earth is of harm in any way. I think it's just to awaken our consciousness up, to be more an enlightened soul here on Earth. So,
and if we want to get deep, Joe, there's already galactic beings on this planet. They walk the planet already. You just don't see them. You just don't notice them because they'll present themselves in human form. But you might see it in characteristics. You might see it in behaviors. But YouTube is a great resource. If you go to YouTube and put Area 51, there are people there that worked inside Area 51 that have seen galactic beings. Spaceships have landed there. The governments, the militaries have worked with these galactic beings with technology. How do you think we've got mobile phones? The galactics. How do you think they got the B-1 Air Force jet? Galactics are giving them the technology, the designs. This is not people getting creative. It's information transference from us helping them helping us. So it's already here. So yeah, don't have fear. Just be open to the possibilities of what's coming.
Yeah. I know even I had a reading when I might have been 28 or 29, and she was like, "Oh, you're not from heaven." And I was like, "What do you mean I'm not from heaven?" Anyway, she's
Bless.
no. She goes, you ventured through heaven, but you're not from heaven. You're here to do good things. And I was like, oh, okay. So, yes, it was interesting when our lady first told me that concept. I was just like, holy moly. But,
Wow.
I think some of us are here can hold bigger energies than others.
I agree, and that's actually. I'm glad you raised that point, Joe. So the energies of now require us to be able to now start to hold more light. So, guys, you've
Yes.
got to start really watching your upping your water intake, getting off the soft drinks, getting off the alcohol if you can, and you've really got to start watching what you're eating. Okay, your bodies need to be lighter so that you can hold more light frequency. If you're eating the junk food that they're pushing, okay, it's going to make you heavy and the light's not going to come to you, and you're going to get depressed. You're not going to be able to understand where you are, and you're not going to discern what's happening. If your body's nice and light and you're eating healthy foods, and that's just fruit and vegetables or things that you're cooking yourself, not pre-packaged meals that have got crap in them, you'll be
Yes.
able to hold more light. You'll be able to discern more easily what's real and what's not real. And then that's going to help you move forward in the next 2 or 3 years before we get to the 2030s.
Absolutely. And, even a negative president said the fatter people are and the more processed foods they have, they're easier to control. Mm.
Yes, yes, they're addicted to the sugars. They're addicted to what's in this. And then they get them on a program that their bodies start to fail, then they'll need medications. So they've got them in a program. It's like, there you go. You're under control already. We know exactly what we're doing to you. But if you're a free thinker and you're, drinking your waters and you're eating, vegetables and fruits and all the good stuff, you've got your free mind. You're going to be able to make your own decisions and make up your mind yourself about what
Yeah.
you think is real and what's not real. So the energies of
And
the time are all over the place. They're really up and down, the energies of the now.
absolutely. And I think also, like you did during the week, having a little fasting every couple of months is a great thing.
Yeah, I
I
did the 3-day
fasted.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah. And did that make your body feel amazing?
Oh my goodness gracious me. I started the fast on Wednesday night last week and I finished it on Saturday night. And your body is so light. Your body, there's no bloating, but your body feels like a really well-oiled machine. So I'm having salt under my tongue. I use the Celtic salt under my tongue. It's got a lot of minerals, and I'm just having water for the 3 days. And it's a mind game. You really got to put your mind to it. But your body feels like, wow, you're taking care of me. I'm getting rid of all the excess sugars. So that's what it does first. In the first 24 hours, it's using all of the sugars that are stored as glucose or glucogen in your muscles. It's pulling all of that out. See ya.
Mm.
When it's exhausted that, it's got no fuel source. So then it eats the fat on your body, and then it looks for mutated cells or dead cells, and it eats those as fuel. So what happens is your body starts to re-energize itself. It creates new cells, it creates new mitochondria, and your body feels revitalized and refreshed. So it's a really interesting process. I'm going to do it again in January. So my aim is to do it like every quarter, and we'll do like a 3-day water fast every quarter, just to keep the body in check, clear out all the heavy dead cells, and start off with fresh new cells every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. We had a person in the clinic and they got a terrible diagnosis. So, but they came in before that they couldn't get surgery for a while anyway, or for a week or two. So,
Yeah.
They had asked us, and I said, well, there is great research about, when your body has nothing to, when it's empty, it purges all your toxins from your organs. So I said, so it can't hurt you by doing this. However, you need to seek medical advice from your GP or your specialist. But I feel like, and they were doing colonics as well to help, clear out their gut health as well. But, when they went for they've got to do another scan, the PET scans, and I would be really interested to see what comes
It
up in those
changes.
scans.
Yeah, it
Mm.
could be very different because you're resting your body. It's not going through all of
Yes.
those processes. And the interesting thing that I was researching is how much energy your body needs to digest food. So when
Yes.
it's not digesting, you've actually got an abundance of energy. So I was actually sleeping a lot less. Like I was only getting 3 or 4 hours sleep a night because my body's going, okay, I'm wired, I'm ready to
Mm.
go. My mind was never as clear as it was. Let's go. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey, but I did that because I knew the energies at closer to the end of the year. It's like there's a balloon and they're putting it in a vice. It's just pressure is
Yes.
rising. And Christmas, we were talking about that before the other day, Joe, weren't we? The pressure's coming up with Christmas. So it's
Yes.
just like, okay, get out of the vice. And that was just me, releasing the pressure for my body. The pressure's still going on outside, but I don't have to feel it in here now. So yeah, it's
Mm.
an interesting process. So if you're interested in joining me in January, let me know in the comments and I'll reach out to you. It's going to be after the Christmas so we can enjoy Christmas and then off
Yes.
we go.
And I think it's also good. You've just got to figure out whether you need to say work from home for 3 days, or is it a good distraction for you to go to work? So you just need
Yeah,
to work
that,
out what's
perfect. And as you said, Joe, if you're on medications, go and get doctor's approval. Go and speak
yes,
to your medical practitioners to get it all clear. Because if you're on medications, you might need substances in your body so that they can be absorbed, do what they need to do. So I'm not on medication, so I listen to my body and I'm able to do that. But if
mm,
you've got medications that you take seriously, go and see your medical advisor, and then they can advise you. Yes, this is good for you, or no, it's not good for you. But listen to their advice.
mm. And it's interesting, Elliot had a little bit of issues with his sugar this year, like he's a diabetic, and that it surged a little bit due to stress of more than likely of with Lexi hurting her knee and that whole worry about our daughter and things. Anyway, and then so when he has to have blood tests all the time, and the blood test came back that his sugar levels are quite high and he needs to go on higher medication. So I was like, well, you have to do that because, it does need more control. However, let's go and see an integrative doctor to see what she thinks. So Elliot then, worked really hard, went on no carbs, no sugar, diet, which I think he'll stay on now and that's what I've been doing as well. He lost 13 kilos. He's never been as slim as he is now. And guess what? All the sugar levels and everything. And the doctor was like, you don't need to go. Let's just. He actually said, let's stay on that for a little bit longer, and then. But I think the aim is that you can go off it. But he was like, oh wow, well, what'd you do? But the GPs really should be sort of suggesting diets like that, but they kind of, I guess it's, we don't want to be nasty, but it's, I feel like our bodies energetically are designing now that we need less food, if that makes sense. Like we
Yeah, I
don't
agree, Joe.
need, mm,
Yeah, I've been ketogenic for 3 years now. I come off it when I go on a holiday so I can enjoy food. But when I'm
yeah,
at home, that's all I eat. Low carbs, no sugars. And it's amazing that your liver gets such a break and your kidneys then don't have to worry about all the insulin and all of this sort of stuff. So it's so good for your body not to have that. And you can see with Elliot, your sugar
yeah,
levels just drop and then any risk of diabetes sort of eliminates over time. So this
yeah,
is where diet is very important and what
very,
you're putting into the mouth is very important and you can actually control things like that. You don't have to go on a tablet.
no,
And that's why I did it. I started off, I thought, I'm pre-diabetic. I don't want to get diabetes like the rest of my, extended or, family that are above me. So I took a chance. I took a risk on myself, and that's what's happened. So yeah, the
yeah,
food can be you can be your drug, and it can be working with you, not against you.
yeah. So yeah, yes. So do you feel like we'll just do a quick, like maybe 6-minute little meditation for people to purge,
Let's do it,
ground?
Joe. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Ground into their energy. Great.
Let's ground them. That's it. We can help turn their heads off, and we want to ground them.
Yes. So excellent. So if everyone wants to just gently close their eyes, just become aware of your breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And with your breath, imagine that your energies are focusing into your earth star that is a meter below your feet. And it's like your energy from your body is hooking into your earth star, grounding you into Mother Earth. And from your earth star, beautiful rich healing energies coming up and floating through all of your body, all of your chakras. You might be feeling that you're sitting in beautiful red energy from your base chakra, or it could be from Mother Earth, some beautiful platinum silver energy flowing through you. And from your Earth Star and Mother Earth, she's sending through your body beautiful, healing, loving energy, letting you know that everything will be okay and that she will support you. And anything that is not serving you anymore, anything that you're worried about, concerned about, it's like with your breath, exhaling it and letting it absorb into Mother Earth. And now we're going to focus on feeling that Mother Earth and yourself and your spiritual team are going to support you between now and Christmas, that everything is going to be in alignment. That you're going to flow with the energy and allow your guides to direct your life where it's meant to be.
And setting the intention now moving forward that whenever you go to sleep at night, your mind is being cleared of all of your excessive thoughts of the day. But you're also setting up boundaries that those thoughts become less and less so that your mind can become clear. As you're breathing in, I want you to imagine that all of the thoughts that you've got going on into your head are moving lower. So on every breath you take in, the thoughts in your head are dropping lower. So they're dropping down to your throat. And on the next breath, they're dropping down to your chest. And on the next breath, they're dropping down to your hips. You can feel them in your hips. On your next breath, they're dropping down to your knees. On your next breath, the thoughts in your mind have moved down to your ankles. And on the last breath, they're moving down to your soles of your feet, where Mother Earth gladly receives them from you as a gift, and she removes them from you so that your mind can remain calm, your mind can remain peaceful, and your mind can remain clear. So on every exhale you do, your thoughts are dropping closer to the earth. And it's just dropping, dropping until your mind is clear and calm. So our intentions for you are to remain grounded this season until the Christmas New Year season is over. This allows your chakras to flow effortlessly. This allows you to keep your mind clean and clear so you can think clearly and rationally. So your breathing is going to be the key, with the intention that if I need to move things, I just have to use my breath, visualizing the chakras being energized with every breath I take and the thoughts being removed. So take a few more deep breaths now. Inhaling through the nose, releasing through your mouth. One more. Realizing that your mind is now peaceful, your mind is calm, Mother Earth has given you the blessings of a clear mind, and she is very welcoming to you to work with you every day you need by just breathing away your thoughts so she can absorb them and transmute them. Wriggling your fingers, wriggling your toes, and bringing you back to this space with a nice, clear mind and a loving, fresh outlook. Wow, that was good. My body's tingling, Joe. My body's tingling.
Me too. That was excellent.
I love that. I love that. All right, guys, that's our gift to you. A bit of a clearing meditation, getting rid of
Yes.
things that don't serve you. Use that every week. And if you've got a stressful job or a stressful life, take 5 minutes in the day to listen to this and do that so that you can clear your mind before you want to go to bed, or you can clear your mind before you play with the kids, that you can give them your full attention. So yeah, understand the energies of now can be quite heavy, and just understand that it's not always yours, it might be the collectives, but you can do things to help yourself remove yourself from the heavy energies.
Mm. And the other way of looking at it also is that when you're focused on crappiness within your life, it's taking your energy off living in gratitude and joy and feeling mother nature, and your mind is like, it's like eating junk food when you're sitting in that low vibration. So
Yes.
yeah, so the more you can be a free thinker and be living gratitude and joy, then that's living and in the light and increasing the vibration here on earth. So it's what we
Yeah.
want.
Because you're not sitting in the fear. You're sitting in a place of joy, love, happiness. So it's
Yes.
all good. All right, guys. Well, don't forget, if you enjoyed the video today, the podcast, don't forget to give us the thumbs up, because what that does for people is it allows others to see the video. Okay.
Yes.
Share the video with your friends if you think they're going to like it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because there's a high percentage of you that watch our videos but you're not yet subscribers, so you're not being notified when we're popping out a new video. So thank you for your time, Joe. Thank you for your time.
Thank you and lots of love to you too.
Likewise, and loving blessings to everybody. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great
Yes.
week. Bye, Joe.
Bye. Bye.